to our Monday night online open mic presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic series. We are based out of the U.S. Southwest here in El Paso, Texas, right next to Juarez, Mexico. And we are the Barbed Wire Open Mic series. My name is Richie David Marrufo. I'll be your MC and host today as we introduce you to poets and performers from not only the region, but from all over the country and all over the world. A lot of fun times. We just recently celebrated our 200th episode last week. It's kind of hard to believe. Just like that, every single Monday we've been here since April of 2020. So many years later, 200 episodes in, we're still here. And as I continue to say, we will continue to be here as long as people want a space to perform digitally, online. You don't have to leave. You don't have to drive. I know it's hard for sometimes. Sometimes it's hard for people to like drive at night or just get out in general. So this is a cool alternative for a lot of us. And over the years we've gotten really nice and close. Um, what else do I want to say about that? And even though this is our 201st episode, there's always people tuning in for the first time. So if that is you, welcome. This is like any other open mic. If you want to perform, all you have to do is sign up. We do have a link to sign up in the description of this video. I assume you're here on our YouTube channel. And if you're watching live, there's still a little bit of room to sign up. Why not? Check it out for a little bit. The water is fine. If you feel like you do eventually want to sign up, I would consider it. Otherwise, we are here every Monday. So maybe check it out for a little bit, test it out, and then come share your poetry, maybe your prose. Could be new stuff that you're trying to work out, stuff that you've just written. It's a really good idea to like try out new material to see how it sounds when you perform it, when you read it out loud. That is a really good revision strategy, in my opinion, to like hear the music of the language as it leaves your lips, right? Because you can read it on the page, but you can also read it out loud and see how that sounds and see whether you like it or not. It could also be music. We do welcome music. So if you play an instrument, if you sing, if you freestyle rap, if you sing a cappella, if you play any keyboards or any kind of instrument, we welcome you. Other than that, I'm going to give shout outs to everyone who is here with us. And then we definitely encourage you guys to hang out with us in the chat. There is a live chat right over there. All right. If you're using the version of YouTube that I'm seeing, there's a little live chat going on that you can type in the chat. I see we already have Sandy Lands in the house. Sandy, what's up? Sandy reads from time to time. I publish you. I think that's you, Dane. Good to see you in both places. Tony, hey, welcome back, Tony. Good to see you. Good to see you. You are always here now, and I appreciate you. You guys in a way become a comfort blanket because I've said this before. Performing in person is one thing, like that's its own thing, but often you can see the audience, right? And personally, I love to draw energy from the audience. When it's like a bunch of unknowns, like, oh no, anyone could be watching. It's a little weirder, but to see you guys here hanging out with us in the chat, I always love it. We have a great list of performers. I'm not gonna talk too much longer. Juice Box, what's up? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. All right. Yes, I'll give you guys shout outs throughout the night. Definitely, if you guys hear a line that you love, an image, a metaphor, if you want to learn more about a certain poet or ask a question, I can try and relay that. But other than that, all our performers and poets do their own thing. They have books published, they have their own shows that they do. And we just want to promote that. This is a platform. One thing you can do to help us is the cliche YouTube thing, right? If you like the video, push the like button, right? If you have people who like this kind of stuff, share it with your friends. There's a share button. There's a link to share. You can leave a comment. There's a live chat, but you can also leave a comment. Nobody ever leaves comments, but if there's a poet that you really enjoyed, if there's a poem that you discovered because of one of the performers, because we do cover poems as well. Maybe you're too shy to share some of your stuff, but maybe you want to read the work of someone's work that you like. That includes any musicians and lyrics. You can do that as well. Other than that, we're gonna go ahead and kick things off because I think we're good to go. Follow us on social media, Barbed Wire Open Mic series. We just expanded to Las Cruces, so our we're expanding, and that's really fun to know, to see. But other than that, let's go ahead and kick things off. In many ways, we've kicked off with this performer so many times, and it only makes sense to start off the open mic with the man named Mike. That is the one, the only Michael Sindler. Good to have you. Happy Monday. Go ahead and take it away, my friend, when you are ready.
Okay, great. Nice to be here. As Richie said, it's even though I'm not seeing them, it's really nice to know some of these people are there on YouTube. Y'all count just as much as any audience anywhere. I want to put out a word, and this is also is sort of especially for YouTube people because you might not have heard it as many times as everybody else here, for lighthousewriters.org, which is a group that I am very, very fond of, to say the least, that has stuff going on for any kind of writer at any kind of level. So it's just go ahead and look through that and see if it doesn't have something for you. I do want let me go. I do have a feature coming up at this Finn Speak, which is from the Finns in England. I think the town is Ely or Eli or something like that, but it doesn't matter. It's at 12:30 our time, my mountain time, and you can register on Eventbrite, and I'm hoping Richie will maybe go ahead and transfer that over to YouTube. So y'all people, you don't have to do anything as far as signing up to actually read. You can do like you do here, just listen, or it is a opportunity to do stuff. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do a new one, an old one, another new one, and a hat one. The new one is called How to Whisper. Babies learning how to whisper, touching green and holding silver, splashing in the melted snow. Winter always foreshadows the dawning swift of flowers gold. Warmth sings, children soon grow old, but babies laughing loud as honey. Sweet echoes roll on, soft and runny. Soon diamond words will kiss the air from these lips so soft and fair. And I just, like to remind other people that it's okay to read older stuff, that, just because you've read something once doesn't mean that's it. So I'm just going to read this one. That's an older one that I like, called Water. I spoke to the stone. Its reply was an echo, a hard lesson on how to listen, on how to learn from repetition. I spoke to the fire. Its reply was warm, its crackling voice wavering and leaping, full of blistering passion. I spoke to the wind. Its reply was chilling, lashing in its silent rebuke, leaving no room for response. I spoke to the water, each word rippling on its shimmering skin. Its reply sang in waves and babbles and roars. Its voice leapt like fire, rushed like wind, sat as still and tranquil as stone, whispering secrets it learned in the clouds, speaking through the greenery that pulled its voice into their own, a perfumed chorus of floral players. It poured its message into me and through me and out of me again through every pore. Its words war against the stone, rubbing ridges into its brow. It tamed fire, conjoining its steam, reaching new heights, then condensing down to earthier phrasing. It danced on the wind, flying as fable around the globe and back to me. I fell asleep to water's tale, woke wet and clean and thirsting for more. And I just got a little bit inspired by a particularly horrid piece of fashion that is in the news. And This is just a little haiku called Jack Boots. Sold out in hours. Kicks replacement for Jack Boots. Nazi, not Nike. I put on the hat and I thought I would do something. There's also about shoes, but is a much more positive thing. And it's also by a writer who I've done as my cover poem several times already, just because I really like his work. It's Charles Simic. And this is called My Shoes. Shoes, secret face of my inner life, two gaping, toothless mouths, two partly decomposed animal skins smelling of mice nests. My brother and sister who died at birth, continuing their existence in you, guiding my life towards their incomprehensible innocence. What use are books to me when in you it is possible to read the gospel of my life on earth and still beyond of things to come? I want to proclaim the religion I've devised for your perfect humility and the strange church I am building with you as the altar. Ascetic and maternal, you endure, kin to oxen, to saints, to condemned men, with your mute patience, forming the only true likeness of myself. I just think he's a great, great poet. Thank y'all very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. And it's always great starting with you because one, people get to hear about Lighthouse. And secondly, people get to hear about, see the cover poem in action, including the action of putting on a hat cover, right? Get it? Hat cover. So it's a little thing we've picked up along the way with Kit, who does say, you know, if musicians can do the cover poem, or if musicians can do covers, so can we. But it's always really cool to discover poets. I do want to give a shout out. By the way, you know, I do teach English. Oh, what's going on? Hold on. I Give me a second. There you go. Accidentally unmuted the stream, which I'm watching right now. I'm looking at it right here. I have a monitor over here to the side. I do want to give a shout out to people who are here with us. Plus, what I was in the middle of saying before I started hearing myself in my headphones. Um, if you're here from EPCC and you want some Tejano passport QR code. I can provide that to you. All I'm going to ask you guys is to stick around, enjoy the show, and later tonight, after you've watched a little bit, is to send me an email. You can find me through the Tejano or the EPCC directory. You can just look up my name right there, Marrufo, Marrufo. I do teach there. You can also message us to the Barbed Wire page, or I will leave my email. You can also send me an email and just let me know, who did you enjoy? Like, what did you like about the night? Any poems in particular, anything that stood out to you that you liked? Here, I'm typing it in the live chat right now for EPCC Tejano Passport. Also, if you guys do attend EPCC, I do want to promote something that we have going on this Wednesday, Rio Grande campus, 12 to 1. We're gonna have a poet Courtney Holmes sharing some poetry, and we're gonna be celebrating Black History Month. So if you guys have any poems that you want to share in celebration, come on through, or just hang out, or we can talk about that more. There you go. That's in the chat now. Okay. I said I was gonna be brief, and that's like that one thing, like I pretty much defied the universe and ended up talking more than I usually do. So we're gonna get back to the mic right now. You guys, again, feel free to leave comments in the chat and hang out with us. We're going to go ahead and come back to El Paso because I don't even know if I mentioned it. Mike is in Denver, Beat Poet Laureate of Colorado, by the way. Got to mention that. We're going to come back to El Paso. We often refer to her as the Poet Laureate of Tumble Words, and also one of the best examples of how you can get writing done and get published. by just writing and writing and writing until words. She has already new manuscripts out. We're still celebrating Ridge of High Pressure, the book that came out last year, but she's already got more on the way, and I'm sure will be published soon. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the stage, Robin Schofield. Hey, Robin, happy Monday.
Thank you, Richie. Happy Monday, everybody. It's great to be here. And I really, sometimes I have a lot of bad luck about publishing. Like I only got one poem published this fall, but I do have the three books. So I'm going to read a couple of poems out of Ridge of High Pressure, but I'm also going to read uh, this. This poem that I resurrected. It's an old poem, and somebody asked me about it. Why wasn't it in my new manuscript? So I thought, well, why not? So it's an old poem, old shit. Saving the peaches. At the seasonal pick your own peach stand, my uncles hand out bushel baskets to all comers who pick their own peaches at my grandparents' orchard, divided from their farm by Interstate 35, which was built on their old land. We took a truck through the tunnels, 10 kids in the back, no danger feared. Tall arms, like sails filling up with wind, reach up for bright globes, and us cousins hunker down in red Oklahoma dirt. Aunt Rita and Uncle John weigh the results and collect money for the rosy peaches, happy to be in the orchard summer while the crop is in, ready and soft, ripe as sunrise. When we brush against bull nettle, the wet dirt cures our red welts. In the fall, peach preserves serve as dessert, and through the winter, they burn in their jars. I remember late last spring the hubbub. We were sent to bed without the peach preserves. The night freeze sending the grown-ups scurrying to the orchard with smoking iron pots. I remember the grass was white like lace. The leaves crackled. The periwinkle died. The fire kept living inside the iron, its roses deep in the flaming pots adult hands carried to the base of trees to save the future fruit in pre-dawn cold. My grandmother stayed behind to keep us. I wasn't soothed and couldn't sleep when the peach crop could be wrecked. All night I heard my aunts and uncles, arms strained with the weight of the red coals, again and again tromp across the orchard to bear the burning toward the new pink buds. Okay, and I thought I would read this one also from my new collection that I might call Road Work Ahead. See that sign everywhere. This one's called Goatman Bridge. We thrilled to scare each other in this haunted place hung with grapevines. As teenagers, we could sense a terrible shadow here, but we didn't imagine the actual tragedy that had occurred. We said a half man, half goat drove a white pickup and carried a shotgun, that he hunted us endlessly in our shivering, shimmering skins. How did we know and yet not know that a murder had taken place here of a black goat herder, Oscar Washburn, an honest businessman? The KKK couldn't have a prosperous and popular black man anywhere near Copper Canyon. These Klansmen got spooked after they hanged him over Old Alton Bridge and his body disappeared. So they told each other it was witchcraft, and they went back and murdered his family and his flock. Now that the real history has come out, Old Alton Bridge, or Goatman Bridge, as we called it, is considered one of the most haunted places in Texas. So is it Mr. Washburn's unsettled spirit that is feared and felt there? Couldn't it be the restless ghosts of the spooked clansmen doomed to wander the dark bridge where they murdered an innocent man? And this is the book, Ridge of High Pressure. This fantastic cover is by Carlos Fidel Espinosa, an El Paso poet. And I took the shadow selfie, and that's my shepherd dog, Winston. So I'm going to read just a couple of poems out of it. This one's called Coyote Meets the Ravens. A pup, about 5 months old, lies dead on the dam between the Three Sister Hills. Ravens surround him, a family of nodding undertakers. His pelt has been stripped off, his blood-baked backbone, the whole arc of his vertebrae visible, a rusty bridge spanning white water. The fluffy, bony tail still curls out. Dead for several days and no rebirth, just recycling of eyes and innards till the park cleanup crew drives by and shovels the remains into the back of their truck. So the ravens call to their kin to move on to other dead beings, their life in the desert. And this one's called Heat Death of the Universe. Coyote knows dawn and slips over the third dam. Time to feed the young and settle in while the sun bakes behind North Peak of the Franklins. I know an old Jeep trail you can spend your time climbing. Mountains move through eons. A stone wears down. Rain takes it to a sandy riverbed, though the river won't flow come fall. It takes time to break it in fields where crops know to blossom then bare. The bee knows her circle dances. At maximum entropy, I cannot tell the story better than sparrows scattering. So that's a couple of my coyote poems out of Ridge of High Pressure. And if you'd like a copy, hit me up, and I'll give you my email, and we can talk about that. And I got a little cover poem out of one of my favorite books, On the Bus with Rosa Parks by Rita Dove, who was poet laureate for a while back in the 90s, I think. Anyway, this is her poem about Rosa Parks. Rosa, how she sat there, the time right, inside a place so wrong it was ready. That trim name with its dream of a bench to rest on, her sensible coat. Doing nothing was the doing, the clean flame of her gaze carved by a camera flash. How she stood up when they bent down to retrieve her purse, that courtesy. Thanks, everybody, and do come to Tumblewords. It's at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, and let's see, I think we're having Lee Martinez Soto this Saturday. Yes, and it's a great place to conquer the blank page. We get a lot of starts on poetry. You have to work on it afterwards, of course, but it's a great place to get a start. And to, people always bring poetry there, and prose writers and artists and all kinds of inspirational stuff. So do check out Tumblewords. All right. Thanks, Richie. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. Yes, definitely check it out. Man, shout out to Lee Martinez Soto, someone who's been here for many, many, many episodes. And also do a little commercial for Lee. Writing workshop series, write/work series put together with Fernando Antonio Montejano and Lee will be held this Wednesday at Frontera Churro. You can find a flyer it on our a flyer for it on our social media. But I'll talk more about that. I have a lot of promos, a lot of commercials to provide throughout the night, just to again just draw more engagement and let you guys know what's going on because there's so many things going on, not just in El Paso and surrounding area, but also online. I'll shout out to Lisa Smith who just subscribed to us on YouTube. That is something you guys can do. If you subscribe to our channel, you can be kept up to date with videos. We just uploaded a brand new one featuring the Vanessa verse out of Albuquerque. I mean, no, sorry, out of Alamogordo. Sorry, yeah, a New Mexico City with an A, Alamogordo. And she had a really great set. She's practicing for I was thinking of Albuquerque because she's going to be performing in March. They're having a big poetry summit get together, the Chichara Poetry Summit Slam thing. So she's practicing, but she did a poem for her dog that's just amazing. It's one of my favorites. It's one of Fernando's favorites. So check it out. It's on our YouTube channel now. I uploaded it today. I'm going to try and upload it on our Instagram tomorrow. But again, another quick commercial. Let's go ahead and travel to our next performer. And as always, we're going to visit our main man in Maine. I think that's where he is. He wrote something here that I can't even read out loud. So no, it wasn't bad. I can't pronounce the word. So we're just gonna go to Brian, aka Generalissimo. What is going on, Brian? I want to see you're still here with us. Hey, there you are. Hey,
Uh,
Brian, how are you today?
uh, uh, I don't know.
Fair, fair.
Fair to
Okay.
Midland, fair to Midland, something like that. Whatever. Okay. Uh, uh, called "Why Sophia Can't Get Enough of Marrakesh." At the old school bookstore next door to your neighborhood coffee shop, you find an obscure poetry journal from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. You read a poem on page 23 whose syllabic rhythm skips to a beat like a shiny, slick rock. Skip, skip, skips across a lake on a lazy summer day. You imagine a poet reading the poem, backed by a man slowly plucking strings on an upright bass shaped like a voluptuous woman. You find yourself snapping your fingers and tapping your feet to the poem as if it were a song stuck in your head. It's hooked in your mind, repeating to a beat, to a beat, to a beat, till you find yourself in a dingy basement jazz joint tucked away in your bleaker street. And you think about that poem you read in that hole in the wall coffee shop run by a man from Morocco where tea is served in metal adorned glass cups with fresh mint leaves, and coffee is brewed with water infused with mace, cardamom, and cinnamon from Ceylon. There is a sign near the antique brass cash register. If you want whipped cream with coffee, go to Starbucks. It never fails to make you laugh, letting the man from Morocco know his sense of humor has found your sense of humor's G spot. So you sit in at a wobbly wooden table, gripping your scotch on the rocks. The ice jingles against the glass. A man on an upright bass, shaped like Sophia Loren, plucks at strings, setting a beat for a drummer to tap his skins and cymbals with feathered sticks. A woman pulls the slide on her trombone. Her cheeks expand to full bullfrog. She exhales into brass. You sip your scotch. Your throat is bathed in warmth. You open your eyes to witness a trio of noises that is nothing less than poetry. I'll do two shorter poems. Upon arbitrarily running into an ex at Trader Joe's. One day, while squeezing persimmons at Trader Joe's, I espied a former lover of whom I hadn't seen in decades, of whom hadn't invaded my thoughts in decades, of whom had escaped my sleeping dreams over a decade ago, of whom broke my heart by surgically removing it with words that served as scalpel. This former lover walked over to me decades later and touched my shoulder lightly. This former lover dared look me in the eyes and said, "Hello, long time no see." This former lover said, "Should we grab a hot cup of lapsang souchong and catch up?" As if invoking my tea of choice from the past would not raise long dormant emotional keloids in my memory, I said, "Why not?" And one more. So um, it's right here. My apologies for this poem. Why do I apologize for so many things that don't require apologizing? I apologize for recounting the fact that I apologize for things I should not apologize for. When other people apologize for something they should not apologize for, I tell them that I forgive them, but there was no reason for them to apologize to me. How did we become a society of apologists? To be honest, I'm not sure if I'm using the word apologist in its correct connotation, so I apologize if I'm not using the word apologist in its correct connotation. I will not Google the definition of the word apologist. I guess that means I am lazy. I guess I apologize for being too lazy to Google the definition of apologist. I keep misspelling apologist with two P's instead of one, and I misspell with one S instead of two. I guess I need to apologize for all my misspellings. Oops, I misspelled both words again. I apologize. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Any quick plugs? Oh, is that what you just thrown? If you have anything to throw in the chat, let us know.
Nope, no plugs.
Cool. All right. Glad you can join us. If you guys want to hit up Cafe Generalissimo, that happens the first and third Mondays?
That is correct. So it was today, and then it'll be the first Monday of next month.
Perfect. Very cool. Thank you for sharing. I always
And
love,
next month,
yeah.
next month, I'm not sure the exact date, but I'll be doing Brownstone Poets, which is usually the second or third Saturday.
Okay. Very cool. That's awesome. Definitely will. If you guys have links, share them with us. We'll share it with our wonderful peeps here on YouTube. Tony, Sandy, I see you guys here. Still with us. Julie Matthews, what's up? I just saw you on the chat. I wanted to give you a shout out. All right, let's go ahead and keep this going. Next up, we have okay, we're gonna go from coast to coast. We're gonna go from Maine to San Francisco, or as our next performer wrote it, Sam's Frams Crisco. He hosts Time to Arrive, and let's welcome to the stage Dane Ince. What's up, man? Go ahead and take it away.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. I wanted to share the screen if that's possible.
It's enabled.
Okay. There we go. And now if I just need to find that, here we go. All right. Yeah, Mercedes and I are going to read this from our book called Morning Tonka.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
If I am your muse, my most beautiful poet, then I am content, knowing I am in your thoughts, even as you have my heart.
To call you a muse, no vulgarity is meant. My heart is flying free. You are more than light to me, more than heat, love, fire, and air.
I would be honored to be treasured and valued like a muse to you. Let me be like Erato, meaning lovely and desired.
Where now is, love is. When pulse is close, love dances, heartbeat serenade, square dance, pas de deux, tango, shoes, shuffle off feet on floor. Now we need to jump some page. Oh, we're still going? Okay. All right. Here was, is that me?
No.
Go ahead.
Irresistible. You are a force of nature. My body responds, feeling your electric charge, powerful magnetism.
The morning after, suppose love is just this way. Fill up every sense. I have you all over me. Smell and taste you everywhere.
Waking too early, mind needs less sleep than body. Watch the progression of night becoming daylight, navy, true blue, cornflower. Feeling mystified by the effect of your gaze, like a magician, combining the archetypes, sage, creator, and lover.
I would be lonely, save for your gentle loving. I am young again. Spring green grasslands by the bay, ascending comets above. I climb the ladder of your lovely long hair. Heaven wraps me in clover. This heather is this man's home. Wander not away from love. Thank you. I wanted to show this. The lettering is Mercedes writing, and the characters below that are the Japanese translation. These are in the style of a Japanese form poetry known as tanka. So thank you very much for everything.
Yeah, I mean, of course, no problem. It's always fun. I appreciate it when people share their documents on the screen. It's kind of fun and long to read that way. But that was a specialized font. You said that's Mercedes like handwriting that was turned into a font, or is that just like something you chose?
No. That's her. Well, we were talking about what to put together in the book and how to do it and stuff like that. And the thought occurred to me that she has really great handwriting. I just love her handwriting. But I thought it would be good to use that as a font, like it was a diary entry or something like that.
It's cool. Morning Tonka. Yeah, where now is love is. I like that one. That one stuck with me a little bit. Where now is love is. Awesome. Thank you guys. Wait, Mercedes, you signed up too. Were you gonna have a set as well? Or was that like a combined set?
We were just combining. We were just
Oh,
combining. That's okay. Give the time to someone else.
sure. I mean, we're not strapped for time, but yeah, thank you guys for joining us as always. And if you have a link to that or however people can support your work, definitely share that here in the chat and I'll forward it as well. Very
Okay.
cool.
All right.
Thank you. So Dane and Mercedes, that was the team up. You guys, you see, you can do group poems. It's easier when you're kind of in the same room, but we could still do it to Zoom. It's happened in the past, and it's definitely not the last time. So just give you guys a little elbow, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Group poems. Back in the day, we did more of them. Okay, next up, we are going to go to South Euclid, Ohio. He is the poet laureate of South Euclid, but he just had an announcement. I'll let him go ahead and explain more himself. We have Doc Janning here with us with the giant dragonfly behind him, as always. Doc, go and take it away. Good, happy Monday. Oh, sorry. I did not see that. Hey, Doc, what's up? How are you? This was a bit. We practiced this.
A little out of it tonight.
Hey, you're busy. You're busy, and your workload is going to expand. So go ahead and it's your turns if you want to go ahead and
Okay.
share your announcement and all that good stuff.
Well, my announcement is that as soon as I sign the paperwork, I am the new poet laureate of Cuyahoga County, Ohio. So a big step. I'm going to start with a cover poem by William Butler Yeats called The Lake Isle of Innisfree. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin build there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee loud glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's gray. I hear it in the deep heart's core. And yesterday, after reading that for about the 15th or 20th time over the years, it inspired a poem that I wrote. Its title is Lakeside Glade. I shall rise now and go to a place I know, to a glade by a lake, there to pitch a tent, a campsite to make near the water's flow, and alone I'll rest amid the forest's scent. And I shall be in peace there, relaxed by fire's glow, listen to the crickets chirp, converse with nearby owl, bask neath midnight's starry shimmer and moon's crescent bow, settle in my cot to coyote's distant howl. I shall rise now and go, for it is my trow to hear the lap of lake and smell the scent of petrichor, the one last time before I go on the road I tread in life to a future which lies in store. I shall rise now and go to that place I know. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate those pieces. And again, you're gonna have a lot more work ahead of you. So
Oh, yeah.
appreciate you coming through as always. And yeah, thank you so much, man.
Thank
I think
you.
that's yeah, sweet. Um, what is up, YouTube? If you guys are tuning in and you missed the beginning of the show, something that you can really do to help us is push the like button if you're enjoying the show. And you can also share. There's a share button that you can share with your peeps if you know anyone who likes this kind of stuff. But more importantly, hang out with us in the live chat. Let us know you're tuning in. Again, if there's stuff that you like, let us know. And again, you can also leave a comment. A lot of ways you can support. Again, if you are here for the UPCC Tejano Passport Program, then shoot me an email, rdmarrufo@gmail.com. That's my email. Just let me know you were here, you were tuning in. I won't be able to check it till like after, most likely even not till tomorrow. But let us know who'd you enjoy, what'd you like, what you think about the event, essentially. What do you think of the readings? And I'll give you that QR code. But we're gonna go ahead and keep on moving on. Let's see. Our next performer and performers, next two aren't here yet. So hopefully they have a chance to make it. But we're gonna go ahead and bring it home. El Paso, Texas, Chuco Town, USA. We're live and live in the 915. That's right. It's time for your host from last week. It's Mr. Monday Night, Kit Ren. Hey man. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I'm not in my fineries this week, but that doesn't mean this isn't special. Oh, all right. Let's see. We'll do two of mine and then the cover poem. But which two? That's the question, isn't it? Well, I picked this one just now. The poet begins, since poems were made, by invoking the muses. Well, that's fine. That's nice. But the muses are busy. They have full voicemails and calendars, and sometimes even when they deign to speak with you directly, they are intimidating and unclear. Thunder is both music and instruction, but is usually just taken as a noise. Even the friendly minor gods are still gods, inscrutable, doing things mostly for their own satisfaction. We must turn our eyes to the ground. We must turn to our inverse muse. On stage, there is someone trying their best to give the weather report in their head, but always later wrong, just like the real weatherman. Always missing the rain cloud and leaving everyone drenched. You saw the rain cloud. You're baffled by the person on stage who was 10% of the way there and changed their mind. You have found your inverse muse. You will see in them an accountant's thorough ledger of the things you never want to do or represent. You will learn what you value by its apparent lack. When you reach instinctively to correct your inverse muse's posture, you will feel your own backbone strengthen and, oddly, grow. In this spirit of negation, I must quickly name two things the inverse muse is not. The inverse muse is not a pupil for you to instruct. This is not My Fair Lady. For Christ's sakes, don't tell them. They're probably perfectly happy to be who they are. You must learn from them without changing them. Nor is the inverse muse a nemesis, a stalking horse that the more spiteful among us need to race against. You must never lower yourself by hating your inverse muse or in rejoicing in what you see as their struggles. After all, I believe that Gallant loved Goofus like a brother and would have challenged us all, pistols at dawn, if he knew why we were all laughing. And I haven't done this one. This one's a crowd pleaser, but I haven't done it in a while, so let's shake the cobwebs off. This one's called Middle Management. The I of the poem is not I, but he often resembles me. The I of the poem speaks in my diction and preoccupies himself with my concerns. I do not know if this makes him my employee or my son, or maybe a plant sprouted from a trimming. When they complain about their circumstances, I do not know if they do so with the helpless wail of a skinned knee or the veiled threat of unionization. When they fail in front of a live audience, sometimes I am vengeful and protective, like a mother bear. Other times, I am disappointed and grim, and inform them that they have been reassigned. In a couple cases, let go altogether. A lovelorn I has requested a meeting. He has a list of demands. He is much more handsome than me, which makes his lovelornness inexplicable and cruel and artistically interesting. His first demand is just the word unfair in all capital letters. He is tired of being the Greek on the urn Keats saw, chasing and not catching, drinking but never drunk. He notes that I have no other poems in this emotional register. This is also unfair. This is too much pressure. And anyway, he thought I hated Keats. I love Keats. I don't know where he got that idea. Wordsworth, that's the one I hate. He wants a better ending. Poems never end, I say. And he shrieks in frustration. Not another damn koan. I just want some fucking saying the things that I am supposed to have done. That sounds reasonable. But plenty of actual people have the same complaint. This is supposed to be about them in the end, right? Not us. A poem isn't a way around or out of life. I lecture the lovelorn one. I put a fatherly hand on his shoulder. He doesn't like it, but he's too weak to shake it off. It has to be weathered, just like everything else. I shove him towards the door. He leaves, as miserable as he's ever looked, and I created him to be miserable. The eyes of my poems are talking amongst themselves. They are restless and stubborn. They are not staying within their lines and themes. They are comparing salaries. I do not know if they are my employees or my children, but they are definitely not plants. And both fathers and bosses know the revolution always comes. Any day now, I'll be overthrown. That'll be fun. Okay, and so the cover poem. I suppose I'm the reason everyone feels the need to don a hat. That's funny to me. But I'm gonna try and read Movement Song by Audre Lorde. I have studied the tight curls on the back of your neck, moving away from me, beyond anger or failure. Your face in the evening schools of longing, through mornings of wish and ripen. We were always saying goodbye. In the blood, in the bone, over coffee, before dashing for elevators, going in opposite directions, without goodbyes. Do not remember me as a bridge nor a roof, as the maker of legends, nor as a trapdoor to that world where black and white clericals hang on the edge of beauty in 5 o'clock elevators, twitching their shoulders to avoid other flesh. And now there is someone to speak for them, moving away from me into tomorrow's morning of wish and ripen. Your goodbye is a promise of lightning in the last angel's hand. Unwelcome and warning, the sands have run out against us. We were rewarded by journeys away from each other, into desire, into mornings alone, where excuse and endurance mingle, conceiving decision. Do not remember me as disaster, nor as the keeper of secrets. I am a fellow rider in the cattle cars, watching you move slowly out of my bed, saying we cannot waste time, only ourselves. My toe tag's over there. I can't reach it. Okay, well, you can follow me on social media at Instagram at Kit Renaway. You can follow me on Facebook, easy enough. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on the hip new one if you want to join me there. I'm trying to give up Twitter for Lent. We'll see if it sticks. I hope so. Even if you're not Catholic, take the opportunity to work on some self-improvement, you know? And the Tumblewords Project, name dropped earlier, mentioned earlier. A lot of my best stuff starts in Tumblewords. A lot of Robin's best stuff, aka Mom, starts at Tumblewords. This week, Lee Martinez Soto will be hosting. Their workshop will be about imagining the monstrous. The week after that, it's March 2nd, will be Cassie Holguin Petinato in accordance with her new book release. And then the week after that will be someone who's in the YouTube chat right now, Sandy Sandra Torres, with the Masquerade. Masks are not required, but encouraged. So that's a bit of a frightening note, but something we're going to something we're all going to discover together when the time comes. So thank you all very much. Thank everyone who went before me. Thank everyone who comes after me. And we'll send it back up to the boss.
All right, perfect. Oh, I love having you as a co-host because I didn't have to spotlight myself. You did it for me, and that was fast. Kit Ren, everyone, check it out. Also, that's a wonderful lineup. I didn't reading up ahead. That's pretty cool stuff. We are gonna stick around in El Paso for our next performer. Whereas Kit is west, I'm central. Our next performer is east side of town. So we're conquering all over the city right now. We're just missing some of the further expanses, but right now he hosts some really fun nights, Snappy Fingers, and he goes by many names. On the screen you'll see Alonso Cuellar, but he's also Ace Theodore. So let's go ahead and welcome to the stage Alonso. Ace, what's going on, man? Happy Monday.
Hey, Richie, thank you for having me. Happy Monday. Hey, Kit, Dan the Man, everybody else. How's it going? A lot of familiar faces. Just said hi. I was invited to do a set for next month in Las Cruces, and it's a little bit about grief. And I started writing about it. So I'm gonna test it out here and see how it goes. I have a little bit. All right, here goes. Would you embrace grief if it meant the safety of your family and friends? We slave to passion, so many actions led to the destructions of past selves. Evolution is a must in an earth that is so precious and fast through wisdom. Humans have revolutionized history, bringing it to life. Systems, untold bridges, rebuilt beauty of the grief wars, and art lyrics unseen. Oh, what a time to grieve the repeat of our lords, our kings, our leaders. The great ones have not learned from the peace, the past, the future. Ghost screams, visionary silence and awe. The lust for a better tomorrow shimmers away. Massive shootings, bombs dropping, threats and wars with no end. Maybe we should bury religion and focus on God. Love and be loved, for love is God. Embrace the grief, the pain, and fall in love with what may never arrive. It is in the math, it's part of the game. We walk through life, some in place, others throughout a timeline. From the Alpha is the Omega, a galaxy of visions, up for grabs. Oh, grieve, oh, grieve. When will you love back? And the next one is like Elvis in a birdcage, entrapped and lonely, oh so lonely, all out of dreams reach, addicted to the adrenaline that rule the veins. Each fight, another ache, another case. Who will he become if 25 to life slams past and no dreams are to be had? Groundhog days kind of ways, a life with no ends, just the insane day after nights, the history of the cultures, the vultures. Oh, what is to come? A kid called criminal, not knowing the size of his angel's wings. Will his dreams be lived over 100 times in a cage that gets meant to be broken if society gave him a chance? A puzzle like Rubik's Cube's riddled map. Can he solve the mysteries? Can he solve the mysteries of faith, believed and trapped, lonely child named criminal? For there is more to come than those four lonely concrete walls and flat bunks. Smelly, silver toilet sings. Sammy screams, an angel's monstrosity of an existence. And this last one is 8 is Earth. If you ask me, Mother Earth is only 8 years old, works oh so much from day to day, for our ancestors left traces, maps, and many other clues around. Do you hear them, the visions and so sound and so clear they come in? Echoes in abundance through faith, one can read between the lines and float through life endlessly without hesitation. In a dreamlike reality, the Creator rested on the seventh, but what went down on the eighth? Groundhog Day, that's what went down. Infinity came down with it, and we all knew then what we know now. The Alpha, the Omega are one in unity. In today's modern world, a bird can't fly without the left or the right wing, for there won't be a wrong if the right ain't a left, only confusion. For so much is being said through the dead, we hear the echoes of their dreams, the ideas, the thoughts, stories not yet written. What is to say, what is, what ain't, what won't. The art of life through 8 experiences that change the way we view our surroundings through others' visions. You see it everywhere, the 8. Earth is young and our humans are not old. We are barely being born, evolving into a nation of worlds, a united nations under peace and eternal prosperity. The love, the evolution of humanity. What a beautiful, beautiful time to be alive. What a Groundhog Day. 8 is Earth. And that is my set, Richie. Thank you for having me.
Dope. Thank you. Thank you. And also really quick though, before you leave, promotions, stuff you have going on in the city and they want to promote and all that.
We got Snappy Fingers coming up March 23rd. It's here on the east side. Good food, good drinks and lots of good fun. We have Josette and Rigo that Petra and Encrypted Fates, and we all come together and we do new poetry and we just slam it away and we just go with the flow and we art at the same time. So we have 2 different sets, and we rotate and we art and slam, and throughout each month, the art is coming to life. We add more color, more things to it, so it's a pretty nice event. It's been growing for some time. It started back in 2012, 2023, so 2012, 2013. So it's been evolving. So it's pretty neat. Invite you all to come out if you have some time. Yes, sir. And we have some poker going on. If anybody likes poker, this Wednesday. Yes,
Awesome.
sir.
Very cool. Awesome. And drop any links, for people can find you in the chat. I'll make sure to forward it. Happy to have you here with us.
Thank you for having me. You guys have a great night.
You too, man. Yeah. Just check out Snappy Fingers on Facebook there. They promote their all events. I was telling Ace, I'm usually got events going on, it's so hard, man. I gotta like free up some nights so I can check out all this other stuff going around the city. Speaking of which, this Friday, I do want to give a commercial, a shout out and plug to our friend Julian Morales. He has the art of storytelling. It's going to be this Friday at Sunset Parlor. That's on Oregon, right by the Hell Marcus Gallery. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it's live art, spoken word poetry, dancing, music, all sorts of live art, and they're going to be raising funds for the nonprofit You Eat, I Eat food pantry. So a really good cause. You can find them on Instagram at the El Paso Art of Storytelling. There's a link in the bio where you can buy tickets, and I believe it's also $15 at the door. But don't do what I did for their debut event and just think you can show up and pay at the door, because it was already sold out by the time I tried to show up. So definitely think about getting those tickets early if you have a chance. Yeah, because I really hated missing that. But other than that, that's this Friday. Check it out. Those are our friends. Also, we do have a Las Cruces BWOMS page. There's events the first and third Thursdays of the month. At Amaro Winery, a writing workshop on the first, and then an open mic on the third. A bunch of El Paso people went in and were featured and performed there this past Thursday, our last week. So anyway, lots of commercials going on. Again, if you guys are tuning in and need the Tejano Passport program, let us know in the comments or in the live chat, and I'll let you know how to do that. You can also scroll up because I mentioned it earlier in the chat as well. But right now, we're going to move. We're going to stay in Texas. But Texas is a really big place. So we're going to travel a little bit like that to Houston. And actually, I should have made sure he was here with us because I don't know if he is anymore. Oh, he's not. CP Mays. Oh, he left. He was helping with the math problem. So it glitched out the Zoom. It was that new math. So he had to like log on and everything. Anyway, we'll see if he comes back. Also, Squigs is in the house. So Squigs, if you want to read, you don't have to, by the way. I don't know why I'm doing this like out loud in front of everyone on the online show. But shoot me a message if you want me to add you to the list. So we're near the end. So but not the end, because we got some awesome performers, including our next homie, who's joining us from Washington, D.C. As always, he's got some jokes and poems and a smile to light up the room. That's right. As always, let's go ahead and make sure Ed is with us. I want to make sure you're here. I'll turn on your camera. Make sure you're awake before I move on to you. Ed, are you here, man? I want to make sure you're here with us. Oh, we got switched to Spanish. I just noticed that. Español.
Fantastic.
Ed, all right. We need
Fantastic.
Mr. Ed Poetastic, feeling fantastic. All right, somebody buzz him, give him a ring. I can read something while we wait. I should have had something ready actually. Continuing on with the commercials. If you're in the El Paso area, again, we do have a lot going on. I did talk about the right work session on Wednesday. That's going to be really great. That's led by Fernando and Lee. We do have an open mic downtown at Mona Bar. It's our Mona Bar Tuesday open mic. It is finally back and in full throttle. Our first time back in a while, because they were doing some remodeling. So if you guys who are watching and if you live in El Paso want to check out stuff to do in El Paso, Tuesday nights we're usually downtown. Next door it's Mona Bar and Rosewood. They're right next to each other, so we pretty much hop venues, which is fun. A lot of fun. All right, I'm gonna read some stuff here. I'm looking through my jazz and poetry night set list. Well, we see if we can get Ed. He might be cooking. Sometimes he's over there cooking dinner, you know. I don't want to read any of this stuff. All right. Here's a free writing I did during a jazz night with a friend of mine. It's called Exquisite. In the amber of the moment, sunlight cascades off your shoulder and blooms into reverie, reminiscent and full of wonder. A golden spectacle humming the ecstasy of pursuit, punctuated past perfectionisms, growing lust like lush, lingering in the hollow hallways of our self-prescribed limitations, vined and tethered, straining toward, yearning toward, frantic, frenetic, fantastic. All right. This is called Heavy Moon. It's a long distance relationship thing. If you've ever done one of those, you already know what's up. Heavy Moon. Even Orpheus looked back. There are groggy days that sit there, loaded with abstractions like time or space. When phrases like, I miss you, are just words on a screen. Do you ever stop to listen for the music in everyday things like a passing thought or a smile? You know, my heart gets hungry too. Tonight, I couldn't possibly keep up with Neruda or the pull of this heavy moon because it reminds me of you, as if I could pull out of the sky this midnight pearl and marvel at the thought of our very own perigee. If you leave a trail of words, I'll follow them back to you. Pull me in. I'm yours. Okay. Then I'll do a cover one that I haven't read in a while. I don't know why I always do the same poet for my cover poems. I should change that up, but that's only because I haven't prepared any others. This one's called Quicksand. Upon stumbling by chance upon a man waist deep in quicksand, I need a second to process. After all, this is fiction made flesh. It's like a cartoon, like going to the zoo and seeing a mermaid. So my first response, naturally, is to tell him, hey, I'm pretty sure that I read somewhere that quicksand isn't actually dangerous, that this idea of a patch of sandy water sucking a person down into oblivion is just a tall tale, a trope to build tension in early 1960s westerns. In real life, yeah, I mean, you can get stuck in mud, you can get caught in some mud, but it's not really that hard to get out. So, are you sure you're sinking in quicksand? He sinks. My words don't seem to have any effect. So, being an open minded, progressive individual, I reevaluate. Maybe quicksand is real. So, what now? My second response, upon stumbling by chance upon a man chest deep in quicksand, is before I actually do anything to make sure that I have the whole picture. I mean, what was this guy doing out here in the jungle all alone? Did he step in that quicksand on purpose? Was he asking for it? Does he have a criminal record? Maybe I should wait till all the facts come in. He sinks. And again, being an open minded, progressive individual, I decide to give him the benefit of the doubt, at least for now. I want to help. So, my third response, upon stumbling by chance upon a man neck deep in quicksand, is obviously to recite a poem, to throw some positive energy his way, to describe out loud just how heavy my heart is. I take a piece of paper out of my backpack and with a pen I write, quicksand is bad, and I am an ally to those who fall in it. I pin that piece of paper to my chest. I take out my phone and I tweet, when are we going to wake up? Hashtag quicksand. he sinks. And being an open minded, progressive individual, I decide that this isn't enough, that we as a society need to address the root causes of people sinking in quicksand. So, my fourth response, upon stumbling by chance upon a man forehead deep in quicksand, is to take a moment to acknowledge my privilege as someone who is not sinking in quicksand. I vow to take a class to be more mindful of how I navigate the world. He sinks. And being an open minded, progressive individual, I decide that the time for words has passed. Now is the time for action. So, my fifth response upon stumbling by chance upon a man disappeared into quicksand is we can't allow ourselves to forget what happened here. I know that we need to do something to put up a sign, to educate people, to build a bridge over this patch of quicksand. I just don't have any wood. I just have a backpack full of paper and pens and rope. What can one person do? I imagine my lungs filling with mud, black earth, brown water. The hike back to my hotel will be full of reflection. I offer my thoughts and my prayers. It is the least I can do. All right. So it's kind of a heavy-handed one, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. That's by Kyle Tranmire, aka Guante. It's one of my favorites. Just to read because I just like the way he writes. But oh, it does have Spanish subtitles. I'm just finding I don't know how that I did I do that? This is my Steve Urkel moment. Did I do that? I don't know. It's okay though. That's kind of cool. My students might appreciate that. Okay, Ed, are you here, man? Yay, Ed Poetastic in the house.
Yay!
I was
I'm
stalling
here.
for you, buddy.
Sorry,
Good to have
sorry.
you. All
Good to have you
good.
too. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyone but you, thank you. So push on through. Remember that we love you. Thank you for setting the set. Woo! All right, my name is Ed Potastical, feeling fantastic. Please anytime you can join my rhyme fossils sublime. I got a few president jokes and 3 poems, so I won't take too much time. The first joke is, what's the difference between death and taxes? Congress doesn't meet every year to make death worse. What kind of tea did the colonists demand? Liberty. What do you call a bad lawyer? A sinner. A priest, a politician, and a clown walk into the bar. The bartender says, "What is this? Some kind of joke?" And how are politicians like diapers? They both need to be changed regularly and for the same reason. On election day, what did Delaware? New Jersey. Why are robins the best bird voters? They're all about early voting. And last but not least, why did the president open a bakery? He wanted to be the commander in yeast. All right, a little few president's jokes. First poem is Oh Erica. Oh Erica, why are you in so much pain in these chains? You're not just free, but bow on your knees. People advertise your image in so many stages. It's really sad because you're never so ironclad. The founding fathers sending all to the slaughter, the extremists spreading hate throughout the state. The rich love to be greedy by ignoring the needy. The crooked cops love to go pop, pop, pop. The poor victims being tags in the system. The old crimes lost their past in new times. The wars of what the fuck are we fighting for? The pandemic that's kind of raising havoc. The golden fools being used as mindless tools. The flash reporters preaching everything but order. The social media bug hiding compassion under the rug. The worshippers of green causing crime scenes. The innocent in cages watching anarchy rages. The vending machines casting away some humanity. The noisy guns seem to avoid the trial runs. The pleas of Mother Nature in blazing labor. The golden warming clouds breathing so loud. The deep drills paying the bills yet slowly kills. The few spoiling themselves yet don't indulge in the bookshelves. Erica, you're everything but red, white, and blue. What the fuck have they done to you? You're not a girl of opportunity, but an old woman with bags of pity. Oh, Erica, it's not your fault for thought. You're only the victim of global assault. Thank you. Let me see. And this other one is called Tattoos of Death. The passionate marks of losses with little gain, perplexed my emotion, drove me insane. I'm soaked in a huge downpour of careless whispers, while my heart starts to cry and whimper. My bloodshot eyes get redder like a rose, while the burning dreams instantly explode. The ink symbols of bygone era of left forgotten, while my future is brutalized, neglect, and rotten. I feel cool being the fool who regrets and sorrows and hoards, blinded by my own accord. They didn't recognize me, but I still wear their pink ashes. The pain comes in waves of burns and rapid flashes. Where's my medal, trophy, or happy ending? My tears are flying and sadly transcending. These painful tattoos are my blazing scars that burn fast, bright, and permanent like our orange star. My heart is cast aside like an old bottle or an empty can, while the sun pities me with a free tan. My skin cries out in agony from the scorching embers of venomous kisses, but I'm nailed by the sarcastic remarks of so long and best wishes. My heart slowly dries up like a raisin in the sun, while my body is full of rocks that weigh at a ton. I'm trying to pick myself up or put myself together for a righteous cause. My body is stuck on mute and pause. Like they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It only feels you a little longer. The enormous world doesn't show any soft comfort or soft warm pity. Yet after the pain, just stay pretty. Thank you. And last but not least, this is called Fear. Fear. The creature in the dark, high beneath your bed. That fear reached our hearts, nuts inside our heads. Shiver as sharp as darts, body heavy as lead, ripping us apart, wishing we were dead. Here's an inner start. You can't forget what's been said. Here's your rational fact. You're not having a heart attack. In all, it's really whack. Don't add, but subtract. Don't let it stack. You are still intact. You can still act. You're not under contract. You can still adapt. You can always backtrack. It's not an attack. Please don't overreact. A matter of fact, you can always unpack. No, it's not a wisecrack. Live, fail, learn, and grab a snack. Things aren't always black. It's just an abstract from an impact. Thank you.
Yeah, Ed, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Always love the jokes and the energy and the poems. Where can people follow and support your work online?
Well, you can follow me and support my work online while coming to this open mic that makes our Monday night such a delight in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. All right, but if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie Foreman92. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shout my fantastic insight. But I hope everyone, if you send me a question, you take guess, the answer is yes. Hope everyone stay healthy, safe, and blessed. Never stop spewing the wonder words inside your chest. Never stop feeling and being and doing your best. And remember, you're more important than you ever know. Don't forget to show, and don't forget the flow, and don't forget the glow. So you know, now you know. So you don't know, now you know.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Ed. Appreciate it. I think if we were to take a cartoon X-ray into your head, you would just see a rhyming dictionary flipping through from high speed. Always fun. Thanks for joining us as always. People love you in the live chat. Lots of Tony, he's clapping away, loving the jokes, loving the poems. Awesome, man. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Sen. Yeah, I'm looking at some of I missed some stuff here that was being added. Yeah, the parlor. Yeah, it's right by Hell Marcus Gallery. Yeah, right there on Oregon Street. Okay, so as we've done many, many times before, it is time to start wrapping up the show. For many of you, you know what that means. That means unleashing the Kraken. I mean, unleashing the Dan the man, because there's only one of him, and he's gonna close out the show as he often does. Want to make sure he's here with us too. Dan, are you here with us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
give me 1 minute.
Oh man. Okay. Thanks for being ready. I want to give a shout out to Josette for joining us, hanging out with us in the Zoom call today. Shout out to Victor. Victor, if you need that EPCC Tejano credit as well, let me know. Make sure to get that your way. Shout out to Squigs as always. Thanks for being here with us. Good to have you in the call. I'm gonna go ahead and spotlight Dan now and embarrass him in front of everyone. Just kidding. Dan, you can't be embarrassed, right? You're too cool for that.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
so, ladies, gents, envies, to close out the show, it's the one, the only Dan the man. Go and take it away, my friend.
Oh, great. Look, a rare F bomb I just saw. Yep, you can. Yep, even if it's wild paw. Yeah, second up time bomb. Yep, even though he had the pom poms as you stupid peeping Tom. Yeah. Oh well, looks like there was the aroma. Nice mint. Well, there's always a diploma. You get mint. Yep. Even if you're in a coma, you're landing in Oklahoma. That's a hint. Yeah. And even though the Rome, well, those Rome, there's a poem, and I see the gnome with it, did it under the gnome. Yeah, lousy foams. I need a Google Chrome. There's always, yeah, like I said, there's always the Superdome, Astrodome, the Alamo Dome, and yeah, and there's always the mobile home. Yep, home sweet home. Oh, good golly. Yeah, hey, look, good golly, Miss Molly. I need it. Where's Polly? They need to take the trolley. Yeah, there's always the hot tamales. By golly. Creepy collie. They need the Grand Valley. Oh, look, there's a 10 after Melancholy. Yeah, no polo for the solo. Okay. And yeah, can't believe. Yeah. There's always the LA miss, but you need the bowl and you need for the large coal for the naughty people. Yeah, Felicity's the double. Yep, there's a. Oh wait, I see a traitor. You see a mole, but not in this, not in 60-foot pole. But go to the election poll. That's the roll. The president's scroll. Yeah, I don't know how many loopholes. You take the North Poles up to the peeping hole. There's always the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, the Sun Bowl, Hollywood Bowl. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Let me see the Tootsie Roll. Okay, one last time. The Rhyming Dictionary. Okay, guys. Again, Dan and Band's Weekly are only on hiatus, but I'm planning to film an update on leap year. So we'll keep you guys posted when the updates come available. So yep, the leap year is almost here. Never fear. It's every 4 years, if you know what I mean. Okay, guys. All right. Well, if I don't see you guys tomorrow at the Mono Bar, I'll see if I could try to swing by Thursday in Las Cruces. But maybe Saturday. There's always Saturday in Las Cruces for BWOMS. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Richie. And all right. Hope to see you guys next Monday right here. Okay, Richie. Let's go ahead and call it a night.
What if it's day, Dan? Do I call it a day? Do I call it a good day's work? Because it was a great day. We had a lot of great performers.
Mm-hmm.
Also, is there a show on Saturday that I don't know about? I don't think we have a BWOMS show on Saturday, but yeah, be on the lookout for more in the future. We have expanded to Las Cruces. We got some shows. We'll let you know more about them as they come along. Again, if you're tuning in and you're here for the Tejano Passport QR code, shoot me a message. You can find me through the school directory, EPCC directory. Type in my last name, Marrufo. Send me an email there. You can also contact me through the Barbed Wire Open Mic social media. We use Instagram the most, but people send me messages through Facebook. Also, you can just email me, rdmarrufo@gmail.com. I posted it in the live chat. You can scroll up and look for it. Lot of stuff going on. Hope to see you guys in the future. We'll be here next Monday. So if you were watching and maybe you do want to share something, or if you know anyone, if you have any friends, family, close people in your life who like to write and maybe should share their work with the world, tell them to come on by and join us. The water is fine. You get to connect with people globally from all around the world, and it's a really good networking thing, and just to get your work out there. It's fun to have people. So tell them about us. Again, we also welcome musicians. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the night out. As always, once I end the live stream, some of us will hang out in the Zoom call and hang out. We call that the after party, but it's a good place to chat and share work and just bounce ideas off each other. Maybe the occasional shouting match. Who knows? We're here for it all. So for the online mic, my name is Richie. You can find me on Instagram, Deadwall Reveries, Barbed Wire Open Mic Series.